Well, I'm sitting here with Aaron Marks, who is officially, I wrote your title down, mate, Marketing Manager and Athlete Support.
Correct, yep.
Amongst other things.
Amongst
right. Hoarding kindergarten cats with some of your riders. But and the reason we're sitting here, you probably tell you run a couple of Maxxis logos, but a really interesting time for the guys at A1 Accessory Imports. You know, aside from doing a bunch of marquee brands, and we work with these guys really closely, you know, with MotorX, for instance, on our Transmoto events. You know, Maxxis is something that we want to sit here and talk about today because, you know, Marksy's been really involved with, along with Todd Waters, in kind of managing this process of developing a tyre, Maxxis MXIH, an intermediate hard 18-inch terrain tyre, off-road tyre that's only available in Australia, which is pretty cool. So, well, mate, welcome to the stool.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about it. I think you seem to have been really intrigued by that whole process, right? You said you learned a hell of a lot along the way. Sort of tell us about, you know, how it all sort of came about and what you did learn during that process.
Yeah, so it's been an amazing experience for us at A1 Accessory Imports. It's a massive team effort by everyone here. Being able to work with Toddy, get his thoughts and feedback on the tyre, and then obviously working, you know, hand in hand with the Taiwanese engineers and technicians and really getting down to the nitty gritty. It's been really fascinating, so really fortunate to be a part of that.
What have you learned about tyres in that development process? And I know you're not, you know, let's not, I mean, we're talking about all sorts of construction layers and all sorts, but just big picture wise, what do you learn about what makes a good tyre?
The biggest thing for me, and something that's really opened my eyes, is having, you know, using the right tyre for the terrain that you're riding in, and understanding that a hard terrain tyre actually has a softer compound to give it as much contact grip with the blue groove surface as possible. And, you know, on the flip side of that, soft terrain tyre needs to have a really hard compound to be able to bite into that soft soil. So, you know, and I think it's kind of like, you know, all the pieces of the puzzle have to come together. There's so many, you know, fascinating aspects to a tyre and how it's made that gives it the good characteristics.
Obviously having a tyre with an A on the side, a special sidewall designation, kind of makes it easier to sell. So you've got a story you can tell about. Todd's involved in developing the thing. He's killing it. You know, a couple of weekends ago he went 1-1 and brained him, you know. Okay, admittedly that was in the sand, not on the hard terrain tyre, but he's doing really well. He rode the 4-day, which had extreme conditions, so which speaks volumes about the versatility, you know, of this, you know, hard terrain tyre, that, or IH, intermediate hard terrain tyre, you know, that he just made. So, for you, it's kind of like it's a good marketing opportunity, right? You know,
Absolutely.
There's the fact that you can fit it with, you know, I think you told me before, it's the DOT approved thing is a big thing. Yep. The fact you can fit mousses and tubes, which is not something all tyres have the capacity to do, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, we really needed to ensure that the tyre had equal performance with a mousse or a tube, because sometimes it's really hard to emulate, you know, what 14 PSI from a tube feels like with a mousse. So that's been a big challenge, and we've really achieved that with this new MXIH 18-inch, and it performs really well in a diverse kind of, you know, range of terrain. So
you said you've sold a shed load of the things lately too.
Yeah, it has gone quite well.
Is that the Toddy effect?
Yeah, well, yes, he's doing a great job for us. I mean, Todd's a massive asset for us, and his, you know, insights and what he can feel on a bike and give feedback through on the development side has been instrumental for that. And then he's a likable character, represents us really well. So we're really, really happy to have him a part of the Maxxis fold.
Interesting in that Maxxis is, you know, got partnerships with the KDM group. So, you know, just tell us quickly which of the ranges that come out. I know Gas, Husky, and KDM across a selection of those ranges. Just it's called a Max Cross, or there's an updated Max Cross, isn't there?
Yeah. So all the late model, or sorry, I should say, all the current model gas range come with the new tyre range, come with the MXST tyres. Same thing with the KTM Mini and the new KDM EXC range. And then the Husqvarna Mini range is fitted out with the new generation Maxxis MXST tyres as well. Yeah, right.
So, you know, obviously you make no secret of the fact that, you know, you got all these dudes coming in on OEM bikes, okay? Some guys look at it, you know, at a shorter knob OEM like a DOT or FIM tyre and go, it's shit house, it's not going to do me, I'm a hero, I need the longest knob on the planet, right? Other guys think they're really predictable and, you know, will take anything that people throw off their bike. So basically whether people are getting rid of that OEM tyre, Maxxis OEM tyre, you know, straight away when they get the bike or when they've worn it down to its carcass, you know, you make no secret of the fact that your objective now is to, or you developed a tyre that actually, hey, don't stray, boys.
No, no, we've given them a
like
very
in-house,
competitive,
right?
very competitive option to replace that FIM style tyre. So it's that tyre's not for everyone, and believe me, it has its purpose and it has its performance benefits. But you know, overall, you know, people do look at that tyre and think it's going to underperform, so they'll rip it off. And the MXIH is a great replacement option for that.
Yeah. Performance is one thing. I guess pricing, you always got to talk about performance in terms of pricing, because it's a consideration. It's a high wear item. You're replacing it for a bit. Where have you sort of pictured, you know, this new Maxxis in that for the off-road guys who sometimes can be penny pinchers?
Yeah, no, I understand that. You know, we've really tried to price this, you know, about 10% lower than what's currently offered on the market. So that's been a choice for us at A1 Accessory Import. We really want to have this tyre, you know, available for as many riders as we can, and not try and have a price point that's unattainable for most. So, you know, we're pretty proud of that.
And you know, like I think talking to Todd Waters a little earlier, he likes to think this is only the, you know, the start of things, right?
Surface,
yeah, absolutely. That's like a pilot program, right?
Yep.
That you prove you can do this. You develop for Australian conditions. You sell a shed load of the things.
Yeah.
You price it right.
Yes.
You put the marketing around it.
Yes.
Does that mean you know it's something that you think is now same? It's going to be there's going to be an evolution of a series of different tyres for different sorts of terrain, different sizings, etc.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we have our soft terrain tyres in the MXST. We have a soft intermediate range in the MXSI, and we have the MXIH range as well. So we're constantly fine-tuning these ranges and adding new tyre sizes into those ranges as well.
Yeah. Well, mate, good to talk to you. Pretty exciting time for Maxxis. And,
absolutely.
Can't wait to get out there and have a bit of a crack myself.
Yeah,
except I'm not sure how much hard terrain's around up here in Queensland. It's cool. Like New South Wales has been raining for bloody 3 months or 6 months. I need some of your soft terrain ones in the meantime.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, we'll get them down to you quick, smart.
Good on you. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, Andy.